If you've spent any time on this planet, chances are you've heard of the Church of Scientology. They're hard to miss. A towering blue headquarters in Los Angeles and a sprawling campus in Clearwater, Florida. You've probably seen their celebrity followers, too. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and a few others. But here's the kicker. Did you know Scientology is fully tax-exempt in the U.S., recognized as a religion by the government? And this isn't your typical church. There are no Sunday services, no prayers, and honestly, they don't even believe in God, or any God, for that matter. What they do believe is a wild story about an alien named Xenu, ruler of a galactic confederacy, who 75 million years ago flew billions of his people to Earth in spacecraft, dumped them in volcanoes, and detonated hydrogen bombs. According to Scientology, the spirits of those aliens are now attached to humans, causing all sorts of physical and mental problems. But here's the catch. Scientology says they can help you remove these body phaetons for a hefty price. Just pay up, and they'll reveal the secrets, which, honestly, doesn't sound very much like a religion, does it? Most faiths offer help and salvation for free. They don't charge you for the privilege of being saved. And yet, somehow, the government isn't taking a cut of this operation? That wasn't always the case. Scientology has lost its tax-exempt status twice in the past, and if you ask me, they should lose it again. What changed over time that suddenly qualified them as a religion? Stick around, because I'm about to break it down for you. Okay, let's examine the complex relationship between Scientology and the Internal Revenue Service. Back in the early 50s, Scientology scored tax-exempt status under the name Church of Scientology of California. But in 1957, the IRS pulled the plug, claiming the organization was running as a business, funneling money to founder L. Ron Hubbard, and serving private interests instead of the public. To get around this, Scientology started creating new churches and missions, each with separate paperwork. Some of these slipped through and got their own exemptions because they had different names. Still, in 1968, the IRS cracked down again, calling the group a commercial entity, not a genuine religion, and saying Hubbard was pocketing funds. From that point until 1993, Scientology couldn't claim tax exemption. But they didn't back down. Instead, they launched legal battles against the IRS and even pulled off the largest infiltration of a U.S. government agency ever. Hubbard's wife and 10 other Scientologists ended up in prison for it. Now, here's where things get really shady. After Hubbard's death, David Miscavige took charge and managed to do what Hubbard couldn't, get Scientology's tax-exempt status back. How did he pull off this magic trick? Here's the story. Miscavige and another top Scientologist supposedly walked into IRS headquarters in Washington, D.C., asked for a meeting with Commissioner Fred Goldberg, and somehow landed a private sit-down. Whatever went down in that room changed everything. Soon after, Scientology was officially tax-exempt again. And honestly, nobody knows what changed. How could a group that had lost its exemption twice suddenly qualify as a religion overnight? That's the big mystery. To me, it doesn't sit right that a group with a history of member abuse, ruined lives, and even deaths can rake in billions tax-free. If you think I'm just being dramatic, look at the facts. Are they just paying off the right people? I hope not, but what else explains it? We deserve better transparency from our government. If you agree, ask your senators, congressmen, and leaders to take a closer look at what's really happening here, because it sure looks like we're letting a dangerous cult run wild and tax-free in America. And what makes this wound even worse is the abuse that is still happening today by this group. It makes it seem like the United States rewards these abusive cults, instead of stopping them. Please, U.S. lawmakers and the IRS, look at the requirements that a religion must meet. Scientology does not meet those requirements. So please, Congress, look into this issue and ask yourself why you are rewarding a cult that abuses its members. Thank you for watching.